Many thanks for joining me today on the Marketplace. Welcome back. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has been highlighting the crucial role Joy FM has played over the years in supporting private sector businesses in the country. The Minister's comment is coming at a time that Ghana's leading radio station is celebrating 25 years of media excellence. Mr. Ofori-Atta has also been speaking about Joy FM's contribution to his former finance firm, Data Bank. He, however, says there is still a lot more that Joy FM can do.
Started Data Bank in 1990, very difficult in terms of the whole issue of evangelizing a savings culture. With Joy's entrance in the media was extremely helpful to us as we began to launch our various mutual funds and to get people to begin to think of how to save. And I think the interventions, also specific programs like the one that was run by the Reverend Albert Okran was also really helpful in that regard. But I think now as a politician, the issue of truth in messaging and bringing the facts of where the economy is going are just crucial. And for me, as I mentioned, the Lord is doing a new thing, and do we not perceive it? And so as Joy looks at the next 25 years, how is it going to ensure that we as a people changing our sociology from traditional to modernity is pushed, and that the journalists also ask pertinent questions, for us when we come to prove the facts. I think we have to create a society in which there's a broad agreement and consensus as to where we want to go, and then shrink to the margins issues that are just quite parochial. So I really wish you great success. The country can't exist without a vibrant media, but a vibrant media must also be unequivocal about truth. I remember Kweku Sechiado's programs, which was really revolutionary for us, and the way in which he handled it. And I guess that's Newsfile today. I think that really sticks to mind, just to see the progress that came through that.
And as we continue to mark the 25 years of existence and excellence in the media practice, the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies has commended the group's subsidiary, Joy Business, for contributing to the financial services sector cleanup through its news reportage. Trinidad Kodua is Executive Secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies.
Training from last year, and as at now, at the end of today's training, we would have completed about 85 directors who are fully certified, having gone through all the necessary modules that is required by Bank of Ghana. There are more that we're going to also take them through the training to ensure that every director of every savings and loans in Ghana is fully certified, especially to ensure that we meet the Bank of Ghana's deadline that is in March.
So talking about meeting the Bank of Ghana's deadline, how is the progress like so far, and when are you looking at completing this?
We've seen that we started since last year. We will finish ensuring that every director has been trained by the end of March, and we would have reported it to Bank of Ghana as a requirement. And this is an annual program that every year directors will be assessed, and then the areas that they need capacity to be built, those areas will be built.
So having done with 85 directors so far, when is the next move?
The next move in all these things is to ensure that those who have not completed their various modules they started, they complete it within the next few weeks. So next week we have another one that we're going to do. The following subsequent weeks we're also going to cover the rest, so that we'll be able to cover every director of all the savings and loans companies in Ghana.
Has there been any challenges so far going through this training?
This we've not seen any major challenge so far.
Let's turn our attention to aviation now. Indigenous carrier Africa World Airlines has now ventured into Francophone world or inter-transport market with the introduction of its new Accra-Abidjan route. The new destination brings to 10 the total number of routes plied by the air carrier. At the ceremony to mark the inaugural flight, founder of the airline, Togbi Apede, said the airline will continue to expand into newer destinations as it looks to acquire 4 more aircraft this year. Sheila Tamaklo reports.
With just 2 destinations, that is Kumasi and Accra, today Africa World Airlines has hit its 10th destination, which is Abidjan. Now these 10 destinations include all 5 major airports in Ghana, as well as 5 other destinations within the sub-regions, which include Abuja, Lagos, Freetown, Monrovia, and today its new destination, Abidjan. Let's hear from the founder of the Africa World Airlines, Togbe Afede, the 14th.
Abidjan is going to be our 10th destination. When we started in 2012 with 2 aircraft, we had only Kumasi. You know, things look quite gloomy. With the hard work of our people, we've increased our destinations, 3, 4, and today we are launching the 10th. Very important for us because of the significance of Abidjan, in the economy of West Africa. Barring any further problems from the coronavirus, we should be getting our 9th aircraft next month, the 10th aircraft before the middle of the year, and 2 bigger aircraft before the end of the year. So we are looking at the possibility of 12 aircraft, that's additional 4 by the end of the year. That will enable us to open further destinations, get as far as Dakar, and then eastwards go as far as Port Harcourt in Nigeria, and further north into Nigeria.
Meanwhile, Ghana's ambassador to Cote d'Ivoire, Fred Laye, is confident that this new route will improve economic activity between the 2 nations.
At the moment, we have signed what I call strategic partnership agreement with Cote d'Ivoire, under which we have agreed to work in various spheres like agriculture. And if you have been following the news that Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, now we have set up a floor price for cocoa. It's under this agreement. Now we have energy discussions with Cote d'Ivoire to make sure that we can be exporting and importing energy as and when necessary. So this complication, this introduction of this airline is very good for our people to come over, and do business with their counterparts. And with the setting up of this African Continental Free Trade Zone, this is a boost for the private sectors, to take advantage of communication link between Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana.
Chief Operations Officer for Africa World Airlines, Sean Mendes, also says with this new destination and barring any unforeseen circumstances, they are hopeful to increase the passenger numbers by this airline from its 600,000 to a very much higher number.
We transported about 600,000 passengers last year. We expect that to grow further this year. And we are hopeful that when we add these 2 additional aircraft to our fleet this year, that we will be able to open new markets as well as increase our frequency in existing markets.
Okay, and what numbers are you projecting? 600,000?
Well, we're hopeful that we should be able to grow by about 15 to 20% this year at a minimum. But again, the exact numbers will depend upon how the market grows and what the opportunities are.
Now at its 10th destination, the Africa World Airlines still looks to expand its route within the continent. Reporting for Joy Business from the Aéroport International, Felix Houphouët-Boigny, here in Abidjan. My name is Sheila Tamaklo.
Let's now do some oil and gas stories. And the International Energy Agency, IEA, last week predicted the coronavirus is set to cause the oil demand to fall by 435,000 barrels per day in the first quarter of 2020 from the same period a year ago, in what will be the first quarterly drop since the financial crisis in 2009. Now, this week on the local front, the Institute of Energy Security, IES, says it also foresees prices of fuel on the local market dropping by roughly 3%. The IES says the significant fall in the value of the US dollars makes the case for fuel prices reductions at the pump stronger. The IES also refers to the fact that the effect of novel corona is the result of Brent crude reduction by 12.16% from $63.63 per barrel to close to $55.89 per barrel. I have with me on the phone lines research and policy analyst of IES, Raymond Nwokpo, to discuss the issue further. Good afternoon, Raymond. Welcome to the marketplace. Right, so we're trying to link up with Raymond Nwoko of the IAS. Raymond, you can hear me. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the marketplace.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. I can barely hear you.
All right, so what exactly is the impact of this corona? How is the impact affecting the local market sales? Hello, Raymond.
Yeah, hello. I can hear you now.
Yes, I was trying to find out from you how the impact of the coronavirus is affecting crude oil sales and also translating to prices on the local markets.
Thank you very much. Well, we know China is the second biggest economy in the world, and also they are the second largest consumer of crude products. And we also know that the coronavirus is having much or greater effect in the Chinese provinces than any other part of the world. Therefore, there's less economic activities in the whole of China. This less economic activities is influencing less demand in crude products. Also, because of the less economic activities and the resultant effect of less demand in crude products, there is an increased supply of crude products on the market. We must also know that before the coronavirus, there is already a supply glut on the international market. So with the effect of the coronavirus, where China consumption of crude products reduced about 30%, it has led to more crude products on the market than demand. And with these variables, economists dictate that prices should come down when demand is less than supply. So that's one effect. Now, the reduction in international prices of crude products, gasoline and gas oil, is not only due to coronavirus. There are other effects. For example, majority of the industry depend on cold weather to drive demand for oil and gas to heat homes and workplaces. But as I'm speaking at the moment, there is climate change issues where we are having a hot winter in the northern hemisphere. Also, some major oil companies have planned maintenance during the first quarter. So these two activities, in addition to coronavirus, is leading to massive reduction in world oil markets.
All right. Okay, so now, during the first pricing window, you predicted a reduction in fuel prices of some 2.5%. Now you are saying 3%. Now, do you have any cause to doubt that oil marketing companies will actually review their prices downwards to reflect this current trend?
Yeah, I yes having a doubt whether
OMCs, exactly. Hello, Raymond.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. So I wanted to find out if you have any doubts as to whether OMCs, oil marketing companies, will reflect or will reduce prices downward to reflect current trends.
I will not say Institute of Energy Security is expressing any doubt. Actually, we are expecting, because we are in a deregulated market structure, which means that when prices are going up, the OMCs equally increase prices. So therefore, when prices are coming down, prices should also come down. Remember, we use three major factors to calculate prices at the pumps at every window. And it's not only in the oil market that is very good for prices to come down. The significant fall in the value of the US dollar is also a great case to make for fuel prices to reduce at the pump. If you look at our calculation, you realize that the cedi-dollar relationship, the cedi appreciated significantly by 4.44% from the previous window. So we expect the OMC that this will just be the market structure, the market mechanism, the market fundamentals, for them to reduce prices so that the consumers will also have some sort of relief. Remember in December when prices were going up on the market because of the fluctuation of the dollar and the cedi relationship, they increased prices on 2 occasions. Even MP have to come in to enforce the ESLA. So we expect them at this time that prices are coming down significantly. They should also decrease prices at the pump so that the consumers also enjoy the deregulated structure.
Ray, so how sustainable is this particular situation? Are we going to witness it in the next pricing window of March?
Hello?
What's the outlook for price of fuel reduction?
Yeah, I'm not getting the farm.
I just wanted to find out from you what the month of March situation would be like for prices of fuel.
Okay, so for the projection for the month of fuel, we expect that prices will continue to rally within 55 to 60. We don't expect prices to go up significantly above 60 because at the moment there have not been any progress made in getting vaccine or medication for the coronavirus. And also, there have not been any breakthrough for OPEC Plus on how much or how they are going to cut supply of their crude product on the market, which to reduce supply of the market for the prices to increase. There have not been any breakthrough. Russia is undermined to whether they should cut or not to cut. So at this moment, there is no breakthrough. So we should expect prices to rally around $55 to $60 to March. Yeah.
All right. Many thanks for your time. Raymond Nwokwo is a principal researcher of the Institute of Energy Security. The umbrella body of insurance professionals, the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, CIIG, has identified some loopholes in the new motor insurance database and has urged the regulator to fine-tune same to yield the desired results, even though the National Insurance Commission, NIC, rolled out the database recently with the aim of checking fraud and undercutting. According to the president of the institute, most players in the industry are not happy because of some bottlenecks the new directive presents. President of the institute, Reverend Asamtun Mafua Hinkra, spoke to Joy Business at this year's President's Cocktail organized by his outfit.
The National Insurance Commission, NIC, last month directed all insurance companies to migrate to the motor insurance database or risk their licenses revoked. The NIC's resolve was as a result of the issuance of fake motor insurance stickers across the country. But the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana has identified some discrepancies associated with the new directive and has urged the regulator to make some adjustments for expected results.
There were some people who had no claim discounts that naturally they would have earned by insurance. Once you earn it, you earn it. And so this system was not allowing if you move to another insurer. So people were compelled more or less to keep that one insurer when they could have moved to whatever they wanted to move. And I felt that infringes on their rights. You buy a vehicle, you come in with the hope, I'm going to do insurance, and then you got to realize the price is high. Then you then decide that you want to opt for third party.
All right, so let's get back to yet another story, another development story in the oil and gas sector. Bloomberg is reporting that Tullow has received approval from Ghanaian authorities to flare gas when necessary to support its offshore fields. According to the report, the permission will assist heavily indebted Tullow to support production at operations that failed to meet their initial output guidance for 2019, contributing to a terrible year for the company. It says Tullow will resort to gas flaring when it is unable to ship gas onshore in order to maintain the integrity of the Jubilee and 10 fields. I've gotten with me on the via Skype, Executive Director of KITES and also an energy expert, Ishmael Jukumhe, to help me explore the implications of these developments on the industry. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the marketplace.
Good afternoon.
All right, so now, Ishmael, this is quite a worrying issue. It is worrying because you have their consequences on the environment. What's your take on this particular development?
Well, it's not good news. It's something that has been waiting to happen because of the various issues going on the but basically flaring of gas is never good for the environment, and that's the most why the policy right from the no gas limit. So it's not good, but it's also not it's something that at this time can also do. We are asked them to reduce the production of gas because of the Sankofa, and that's the reason why they should clear the gas.
Now, any impact on the economy?
Oh, yes. I mean, clearly we are losing gas revenue, and the seriousness of it is that for the first 200 billion standard cubic feet from the Jubilee field, we're taking it for free. So after that, if we end up clearing all those because we weren't able to use that, then we're going to have to after we've exhausted 200 billion standard cubic feet. So we're losing revenue, and we're also going to end up costing that leeway that they gave to us by exhausting the volumes that after which we start paying for them.
Now, so it looks like we are caught in between the devil and the deep blue sea. Can we ask, Tullow to review its schedules, its production schedules, because of the situation that we have now?
No, Tullow has an issue with even the decision that forced them to reduce gas production from Jubilee. Because we get the Jubilee gas for free, the government is forced to insist that reduce the volume so that the Sankofa gas can give the gas that is contracted. The more we gas from the fewer gas from Sankofa. Stage, unless we run production and get that more, they'll be forced to.
All right, so it looks like we're having a terrible situation with the sound. Thank you very much for your time, Ishmael Jogomhin. That's it for the marketplace today. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. Have a good afternoon.